How heavy are your shit stains?
I don't know how to answer that properly.
Have you had crusty socks before? Crusty socks are yuck, and they smell 10 times worse than your underwear, I dare say.
I don't think you understand what crusty socks
Sorry.
means, right?
I didn't mean it like that.
I had someone tell me like, "Oh, skateboarding's a sport because they're getting paid to perform," and I'm like, "Well, prostitutes get paid to perform."
Welcome back to Critical Banter, where we take the best bits from your favorite late night shows and package them into a podcast. So for today's episode, we'll be bringing back the TikTok favorite segment, Would You Rather, as well as judging some strange geezers on Dob in a Rare Unit. But before that, to wrap the week, we've got me, Miguel, we've got Kushagra,
Hello.
Senthurin,
Shalom.
and Rohit.
G'day. Boys, I want to have a quick discussion around video conferencing. We touched on it last week, but specifically awkward moments in video conference calls, because there's a lot of them. And I feel like, for me, I've recently realized that I find I'm quite anxious the moment where everyone says bye and you're trying to leave the call. And there's a moment, and there's like maybe 3 seconds when you click leave the meeting and you're still in the meeting and you're one-on-one with your like boss or something like that, and you're not, and then she's just like smiling awkwardly and you're like smiling awkwardly just waiting for yourself to exit. And that 3 seconds, I actually get really anxious, and it's quite an uncomfortable situation for me. So I want to throw out to the boys, any uncomfortable situations or just video conferencing etiquette in general? How do I avoid this situation?
Get some new internet first, maybe. 3 seconds sounds like you're on dial-up.
ADSL 2+, yes sir.
I've got two examples of awkwardness. I don't know about etiquette, but I definitely have two stories of awkwardness. One is related to your, when everyone says bye. So this didn't happen to me. This happened to a friend of mine at my team. It was a call with the client, and it was like two teams from my firm and like the client firm. And then so the other team from our firm says bye, and then my friend wasn't really across what was happening. She just heard bye and left the call as well. And then 5 minutes later, she gets a message from a manager saying, "Where are you? We're still on the call."
She just bounced.
Just picturing her manager just like sitting there watching that as the person just randomly left the call as everyone said bye. And obviously it's too late you can't join back 5 minutes later. It's too awkward. So she just had to sit there. Like,
what context is bye said when it doesn't mean bye?
So no, the other team left. But she thought the whole call was ending, so she left when the other team left as well. But the first half an hour of the call was literally talking about the other team's stuff. So as if she didn't realize, like, hey, we haven't talked about our stuff. But no, she just left. And the second one is I had one where I was on a client call as well. And it was one of the things where it was on Teams where I joined first, and a client and like the rest of my managers and partner hadn't joined. So it was just me. And then a client had joined. And you know how on Teams it has like this person is waiting in the lobby and you can admit them in. But then if you admit them in, it's just me and the client. And I got a message from the manager saying he was going to be 5 minutes late. So I just ignored the person in the lobby and sat there by myself in silence for 5 minutes, waiting for the cavalry to join. But I was not in the mood.
The video conferencing app that I use doesn't actually have a lobby. So it means if they join,
so they just come in.
It's just me and them.
It's a free-for-all. That's even worse.
It's terrible, dude, because like, it's just uncomfortable because you got nothing to talk about. You're like,
Exactly.
What can you?
How's the weather?
Yeah, you
Get up to anything on the weekend?
You've been going out lately, and then you realize you're in lockdown, and that doesn't work.
So like with meetings though, I've started joining at like the meeting's at 10. I'll join at 10:01.
Bro, I do the same thing.
Just
Same.
Get people in there. Get the meeting nice and filled.
Yeah, because my one, when you join, you're in the lobby, so you can see who's already in the call. I wait if it's a 5-person meeting, I wait for a healthy 2 or 3 at least. I'm not first. I'll be 2-3 minutes late if I have to. I don't want to be first.
Nah, I'm a really big fan of the 3 minutes, even potentially 4. The reason why is because
You're pushing it.
Don't join at that point.
Now you hop on the call, you come in, you give them an apology. Look, I'm sorry that I came on a little bit late. I was busy doing work. They're like, oh shit, this guy's alpha. He's the man. He's been doing work. There you go. You're on the ball.
So you rock up late to the meeting and then interrupt it as well. You idiot.
The meeting's still like whatever the agenda is. It's there. It's solved. It's just coming a little bit late. Show a bit of who's the one in control. That's the end. The end
And
state.
you had the audacity to have a go at me a few weeks ago when I came late. How dare you?
Well, you came
Well,
late
than me.
Well,
50
3
minutes.
3 minutes and 50 minutes. I mean, there's a bit there.
50? Oh, come on, let's not.
You eating lunch has no power on me attempting to alpha myself over the co-workers.
No.
It's got nothing to
Come
do
off
with
it.
Alrighty, so the Olympics, boys, have been going on, and there are a couple of sports which I've, raised my eyebrows up a little bit. So I want to get your opinions on this, right? So first one, 3-on-3 basketball is apparently a sport. Thoughts?
It's not. It's really not. That's what you do.
I'm a big fan of 3-on-3
No.
basketball. Dude, half court. Say less.
Dude, that's what you play at lunch and recess at high school.
That's
it's not
why
an
it's
Olympic
so good.
sport. It's not.
Comforting. It feels like home. Feels like I've gone down to the local park and watched 3 geezers play on another
Feels-
3 geezers.
Feels like my park on NBA 2K, dude. It's so village.
Exactly. And they're 60 overall. It's so good.
And they are 60 overall.
I was advocating for 1-on-1 basketball. That would be unreal.
Dude,
Street rules, no blood, no foul. Oh my god.
actually unwatchable.
All right, the next one, hot take, swimming. Thoughts?
I would say it's not a sport.
Not a
It's a
sport?
survival technique. No, exactly.
Survival technique.
Neither is running. Like both of these are just like the basic elements of human survival. These are not sport.
You're flapping your arms.
Yeah,
Getting a bit of
it's-
aerodynamics. That's all it is.
I like good, fine, whatever. They can swim fast, good on them, but I don't think they should be classified sports. There's no scoring. There's no ball. I've always said for it to be a sport, you need a ball.
Well, you're not going to like
Look,
Water polo, Sen.
Water polo is definitely a sport.
I'm willing to say swimming is a sport, but it's heavily overrated.
What are these hot takes, dude? Swimming is obviously a sport. I understand it's a survival technique. I'll give you backstroke, right? When are you using backstroke ever?
Yeah,
I mean, what, butterfly. What is that nonsense?
yeah, exactly. These are inefficient ways of swimming. That's freestyle. That's it,
Totally.
exactly. If you want to make swimming interesting, put a shark in the pool. That'll make it interesting.
So there was a special that America was doing Shark Week during one time, and it was Michael Phelps versus the shark.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was going to be Michael Phelps in the pool with the shark. I was like, how are they going to divide the lanes? Like, surely they're not going to put the shark and Michael in one lane. Turns out it was just a virtual simulation of a shark at like their speed versus Phelps in a pool. And I'm not going to lie, I was heavily disappointed with that.
And you were shocked by that.
I wanted them to put the real shark in the pool. Otherwise, what's the point? All right? Obviously, the shark's going to win the simulation. He destroyed Michael Phelps. There was no
Point, to be honest.
The next sport is archery. No, no balls, famously in archery.
Bro, that's a camp activity. That's not a sport.
It's not a sport.
Wait, you're in year 12, bro. You're doing archery on the side. It's not a sport.
What is this, the medieval era? That's not a sport.
Next one, skateboarding.
No.
No,
absolutely not.
literally not a sport, bro. It's what the delinquents do down at the park near my house.
I had someone tell me like, "Oh, skateboarding's a sport because they're getting paid to perform," and I'm like, "Well, prostitutes get paid to perform. That doesn't make it a sport."
That's
Also, by definition, literally on Britannica.com, it's a skateboarding form of recreation. There you go. Get it out.
I'm gonna look. I'll say it's not a sport. Oh, it's a loosely defined as a sport. But the person who won gold was like 13 years old. I'm just gonna say, if
Yeah.
a child is winning a sport,
Exactly.
winning a gold medal, you've got to do better than that.
It's an e-sport at that point. That's the only thing 13-year-olds are winning.
Thoughts on handball as a European handball as a sport, not the recess and lunchtime activity that you do in high school.
I was a big fan of that. If you said yes, because that
one
should
should
be in
be
the
a
Olympics.
sport.
That should absolutely be in the
A
Olympics.
big fan of European handball.
Yeah, big fan. It's just soccer with
Oh.
hands.
Finally,
we'll give something sports status.
has anyone actually watched any of the games?
Not this Olympics, but I've seen prior year ones. It looks fun. It genuinely looks fun.
I don't get the rules, but why are they bouncing it?
It's like a mixture of basketball, soccer, and dodgeball. Looks good fun.
Mm.
So this is a two-parter: BMX freestyle, BMX racing.
Who is this rapper? What is this? This is not a sport.
Racing,
it's
surely-
not a sport as well.
Racing though, I'll give you freestyle.
But
That's so
BMX.
But BMX.
Again, down at the local playground is where BMX should be.
Only the Eshays are driving like those BMX bikes. I don't think it's a sport.
Do you respect regular cycling, like Tour de France
Yes,
style?
that's fine.
So it's just the style of bike, the type of bike is
Yeah.
the issue. What is the difference,
Dude, if you're going up and down dirt hills, it's not a sport.
The environment plays a part.
The terrain is very important.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. BMX freestyle is, it takes a bit of skill. I'm not gonna lie. Have you they twisting the bars around, swinging the bike around themselves? It's quite impressive.
Just a bit of Cirque du Soleil. I wouldn't call that a sport either. Let me preface, I haven't watched any BMX ever at any point.
I did not expect this backlash. This is just me and Miggs trying to defend integrity of some sports, while Sen and Kush
Just keep the traditional sports.
What are the traditional sports then?
Fuck, I already said swimming's not a sport.
He also said running's not a sport.
Oh, dearie me. All right. So apparently none of the sports in the Olympics are sports. We must move on to some segments before the committee comes and gets us. It's been a long time since we've done this segment, but Would You Rather is here. Maybe not to stay. We'll see how this goes. Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 9 inches tall?
It's got to be 11 feet. Like, I can't see any advantages to being 9 inches tall.
No, at that rate, you're Ant-Man.
Yeah, what can you do with that?
Ant-Man is a superhero. Surely, I
don't
don't
care
know what
about-
Ant-Man
dude,
was
11
good for, though.
Ant-Man can also become a tall man, so that's
That's not the question. That's not the question. Dude, 11 feet, you're dominating the NBA. You're literally the GOAT NBA player. You're taller than the rim.
You're not fitting anywhere, and nothing is fitting on you.
Doesn't matter. You're a freak show, dude. You can go around it with the circus, getting paid to just show up. You're on the Guinness World
11
Records.
feet tall. No way, dude. That's you're gonna have a life expectancy of like 16. You're not even making the NBA. Like,
What are you gonna do with 9 inches?
You're Slender Man, dude. 9 inches. There is so much more possibility. I feel.
No, there isn't.
You're not
Like
even
what?
a 30-centimeter ruler, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Think
you
about
could be
that.
like some sort of weapon, dude. CIA. What's the Australian one?
You're
ASIO?
making like mini guns, mini spoons. It's a whole new like environment for you.
You're getting stepped
Creations
on,
are being made for
probably.
you.
You said life
Yeah,
expectancy.
exactly.
You're probably just going to get stepped on.
Dude, you're Ant-Man. You're easy to eavesdrop on conversations. Oh, I'm taking the inches.
Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
10 minutes.
10.
What use is 150 years to me?
150 years. 150 years.
Why? What are you going to do with that information?
I can make Blade Runner 3022.
God.
I suppose 150 years is good for warning humanity about what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like the repercussions.
Who cares
of
about
climate
that,
change.
dude?
Oh, you're a hero
Okay.
then.
I only serve my self-interest. That's it. So 10 minutes, thank you. What are you going to do with 150 years? What are you going to do with that information? How can you profit off that?
Who's the president? Have aliens taken over the world? It's
No one's going to believe you. They're going to think you're a crackpot.
You could start your whole cult if you'd
Mm.
like.
Dude, 10 minutes, you can see who's going to win the race before it even happens. You can put money on that.
Exactly what I was thinking. Your sports bet account is going to be unreal.
Exactly, dude.
Mm.
Melbourne Cup every year. Easy money.
Does everything have to be profitable? Does
Absolutely.
it always have to be money?
100%.
We live in a capitalist society, bro.
Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
So you do both of these, Ro, from what we're aware of.
Classic.
I'm an inside-out underwear, baby.
Oh, are you actually?
When I'm traveling. No, when I'm
Oh.
I've only got a backpack.
What's the logic behind Inside Out?
Your shit stains are on the outside.
No, but it seeps
Yeah.
through. It doesn't it's not a magic cloth. It doesn't stop it.
How heavy are your shit stains?
I don't know how to answer that properly.
He's gone stumped there. But yeah, you're right. Like, let's say you get a cheeky skid mark. That's now on the outside rather than the inside. And plus, I don't know. Anyways, back to the question.
Go all natural,
Off
no
topic.
underwear. Anyway, yes. Socks. Surely it's socks.
For a month.
Yeah. Dude, underwear for a week, that's disgusting. Your gooch sweat is just gonna mutate at that point.
I haven't heard gooch in years, Sen.
That's fungus central and down at your feet.
Oh, yeah. No, but you're still washing your feet, though.
But if you're like playing soccer or something, you're sweating. Have you had crusty socks before? Crusty socks are yuck, and they smell 10 times worse than your underwear, I dare say.
I don't think you understand what crusty socks
Sorry.
mean, bro.
I didn't mean it like that. Get your
You're
head out of
wearing
the
them, are you,
cupboards.
bro?
You dirty little dog.
He just has a few under his bed that he takes out once a month.
Have you those TikToks where they get their crusty socks right under the bed and they're like folded in half and it makes like a crunch sound? Or is that just my TikTok?
What the hell kind of TikTok feed do you have, mate? I can hand on heart say I've never seen that in my life.
Oh, it's for you for a reason.
All right, we'll move on from there because we're going horribly off topic. Would you rather lose all your teeth or lose a day of your life every time you kiss someone?
Is it a different person you lose a day, or is it like just every time you kiss you lose a day?
Every time.
Oh, I'm going to have to take the teeth then. Just get the old dentures.
What?
Yeah.
All your teeth?
Yeah, you can just get the dentures, dude. Arguably better teeth than my teeth right now.
No, but you know how they say, like, if you eat bacon or something, you're going to lose, 10 minutes of your life every time you eat a strip of bacon?
When we were in primary school, it was like every time you eat a donut, you lose like 12 hours of your life or something. So I was scared of donuts from like year 3 to about year 6.
And then in high school, he started demolishing donuts on the daily.
$2 donuts or... But no, yeah, I'm taking teeth for sure.
Look, in my current situation, I'm taking option B. There's absolutely zero danger.
Not current, but in my situation, option B.
You're losing whole days though.
I'm not though. I'm literally not.
No, but your current scenario isn't going to last forever.
How do
and
you know,
then
Sen?
at that point,
do you
something
know?
that lasts like a 10-second kiss, you're losing a whole 24 hours on it.
You don't know the life I live, Sen.
Oh my God. This is getting very depressing right now.
Do you have to remove your dentures when you go to sleep? Is that a thing? 'Cause
Yeah.
You know in the movies... Oh,
The
I
old
don't know
people
about
put
that
the-
then.
They put in a little cup of water,
In
right?
a cup of
Glass
water, yeah. What's wrong with that?
Mm.
Why you don't need it when you sleep anyway?
Yeah, it gets fresh the morning you wake up.
Stewing
back
in
in.
its own juices overnight, marinating. But thing is, I don't know, because like,
a day is not that long. A day is not that long.
but it adds
You know what
up.
I mean? Like, I think it's okay.
No.
Even if
dude.
you lose a year of your life, fine.
Oh gosh, big man, getting 365 kisses out here. But no, dude. With the dentures, you can do damage as well because they're glass. Like they're maybe not glass, but like they're a solid type of material. So you can just go around biting people for the fun of it.
Right. So if you're a vampire, it would make sense.
Dude,
If you're in Twilight, potentially, you have some use.
I'm standing but firm with my dentures. Thank you.
Alrighty, the next one is: would you rather hunt and butcher your own meat or never eat meat again?
Oh, hunt and butcher, baby. Let's go. Get me back in those caveman days.
Little
You'll be
spear.
right. Dude, I'd love that. The adrenaline. Can you imagine? Bro, you hunting, you tracking.
What are you hunting, bro? What animals are you getting? Realistically, let's be honest here.
He's doubting your hunting skills, Kush.
Cushy's getting roadkill. That's the only thing he's getting. You're sitting on the side of, the M2 and just picking up things on the way.
Kangaroo.
He can't even get his own roadkill, bro. He has to
Yeah,
get
exactly.
someone to run it over. Man doesn't drive.
No, actually, no, I can't go vegetarian as well, though. I would have to force myself to learn how to hunt and kill. I'm going to need a weapon as well, though. Wait, is it bare hands or can I get a weapon? Like a gun, a rifle?
I think you can get a rifle, but like...
So you can get
if you
modern
want, like,
weapons.
Yeah, modern weapons. It may,
Oh, then
hunt and
yeah.
kill just
Then I'm
means-
taking the animals. Dude, I'm mowing them down easily. Yeah. Just a nice little semi-automatic.
I'm getting a light machine gun. I'm going out to the wild and just spray and pray. I'll hit one or two.
There's a duck pond in front of my house, dude. That's settled. I'm set for a whole month right there.
Peking duck for the rest of your life.
Every night. Exactly.
What about if it was just like swords and shields and stuff?
Perfect. Even better, dare I say.
No, what?
It's not better, but it's more rewarding. I reckon it's more rewarding.
It's more. It's the novelty of it.
You have a spear and you fang it and you hit something.
You guys are
The meat is
psychopaths.
tasting sweeter.
You just called me a psychopath, right? You burnt ants as a kid. We're just talking about
With
doing
a
normal
magnifying glass.
That's a victimless
perfectly
crime, dude.
fine. Yeah, ants have nothing. Useless. On the back of that, kind of, would you rather end the life of a human being or 100 cute baby animals?
Jesus. It has to be 100 cute baby animals.
Yeah. Well, it depends what human being, I think. It depends.
Bush said unconvincingly, yeah.
Let's say if it was like a murderer or a pedophile, I'm taking the human being. But then if it's just like
Yeah.
your average Joe, then, Bugs Bunny's going to have to get it. So it's situational. I'm happy to go either way.
Have you seen that video on how the video the vegans show of how they make chicken nuggets?
Oh,
There's like a meat grinder. Have you not seen
Dude,
it,
I
Kush?
want one of those.
No, I haven't seen this. What's this?
So they're like this big ass meat grinder, and the video showing some bloke
laughing.
has like 1,000 baby chicks
Baby chicks.
in a bucket, and then he just pours it into the meat grinder, and the chicks just grind. You can see them like grind in the gears and stuff.
Dude, it's like
What the
an
hell?
industrial strength grinder. It's like something you'd see in like Metal Gear Solid. And it's just like blending these poor little chickens.
In uni, there was a sign. It's like, free cupcakes. Just watch a video, and they wouldn't promote themselves as the vegan society. So I was like, yeah, I could do some free food. So you go there, you put on like the headset, and then it's just a 4-minute video of pigs being slaughtered in front of your eyes. And then they're like, oh, here's your cupcake. By the way, it's a vegan. And then this guy tried to convince me. He's like, oh yeah, come join the vegan society. It's really sick. We go on cruises. The ratio of girls to guys is like insane. And I'm like sitting there with this like vegan cupcake. I've taken a bite, and I'm about to throw up. It's that bad.
So you're probably taking the animals as well then.
Absolutely. I'm actually doing it with a smile on my face.
Oh my lord.
And he called you a sicko, Kush.
Alrighty, final one for today. Would you rather have a family of 12 children or never be able to have children at all?
That's
Never.
really
Che-
Kush.
cheaper by the dozen or zero?
Kush, you're saying 0.
Nothing cheaper with the dozen at all. Which is my reasoning. The financial price, dude, of 12 children.
No, but
I mean, yeah, you love them, but the cost.
No,
I
with
don't
12,
know.
you just eat the youngest one every time. It's self-sustaining.
What?
And if you get hungry, you eat the 12th kid.
I thought maybe you'd sell a kid or.
No, that's
You know?
inhumane. Why would you do that? Kush? Come on. We don't support that kind of
Are
trafficking.
you guys
here, but
hearing
no.
what I'm hearing from Sen right now?
Yes, I'm in disbelief right now. About
I
what
genuinely
Sen's saying.
cannot believe what he is saying.
Dude, we're moving to zero emissions. It's all about green energy, renewability,
Stop justifying this with reasonable
sustainable
answers.
living, dude.
Alright, back to the question, not this freak show.
People grow like vegetables in their backyard. You can grow your own meat. Anywho, I'm having 12 kids is my answer.
How about you don't have 12 kids, please, Sen? I will also take the 12 kids, but not for your reasons, Seti. Not for your fucking... Wherever this came from, I'm not with you on that.
Alrighty, boys, we're bringing back Dob in a Rare unit, where basically people have just really just come in and told us some stories around the people that they've met who were just acting a little bit strange, exhibiting some, uncomfortable behavior. And so these ones that have come in, thank you to Andrea and Victor who have sent them in from the TCB Appreciation Society, where we do TCB Thursdays. So the first one is from Andrea, like I mentioned, and he says, a friend, in quotes, of mine stayed over for a week because we live far apart and he wanted to see me. I only know him from online gaming. I still live with my parents, and when he arrived, he walked past my mum without saying hello. He instantly set up his PC in my room. He never wanted to leave my room, even when I suggested that we, leave to show him the town. We left twice that week, and he just thought I would be paying for everything. He brought just enough money for one meal. So after that week, he didn't say a word to my parents and now owes me 3 meals. I haven't talked to him since.
Rightfully so.
Andre has basically come. This guy has just come in, online gaming friend, walked into his house, hasn't said hello to his parents, just set up his PC and just started gaming.
There's a bit of cuck will be cucked here as well. Quite a
Oh,
bit, actually.
Big time. But This guy is unbelievably rare. I think the biggest red flag should have been online gaming friend wants to come over.
That is a huge red flag, dude.
Those sort of stories never end well. There's a reason they're an online gaming friend. Keep it online. These people are cretins, absolute specimens. I don't know.
Not saying hi. Not even saying hi. That's
Can't get over the fact that he just walks in and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do what I do at my house at your house. That's it.
Didn't want to sightsee, just stayed inside and didn't pay for anything either. Dude, I can't believe he stayed the whole week. If I was Andre, I would have kicked him out after one day. Like, get out.
What
you
day?
bum.
Dude, 24 hours. Like, this is a horrible experience.
Like, what did he think this was?
3 meals. He's bought him 3 meals as well.
Dude,
Surely by the third one, you realize he's living off you. He's a stinge. Get him out of
he's
your
a
life.
sponge.
Exactly. Cretin.
But is it on Andrea, sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but is it on him to actually shout him a meal, you know? Or is it
No.
the other way around?
Should be the other way
Andrea's,
around.
you know, accepted him.
Into his home.
But I'll give him this. First meal, maybe, yes. You know, you invite him to your house. Let's say you get there afternoon, settle, take him out to dinner. First meal on Andrea. Hospitality. But from that point onwards, mate, you should expect to pay for your own needs, your own goods, your own services. Right? You're getting free electricity, as it seems, 24/7.
Exactly.
You get an internet, probably Ethernet or some shit right now. Gaming.
Dude, he bought his own PC. That is unreal, like, audacity from this man.
Dude, I thought you were going to say like PlayStation, but he bought a rig with a keyboard, a mouse, potentially with like lights inside flashing.
Brought his LED lights just to make himself comfortable.
Dude, he probably bought a monitor with
Yeah, I was
that
going to say the curved monitor.
That's unreal.
Dude, he didn't come for a week. He
It
came for
genuinely sounds... Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It genuinely sounds like he's looking to just shut up shop and take over this guy's house.
This is just homelessness with extra steps.
All right, Andrea, I hope that helped. And I really hope this friend, in quotations of yours, is actually out of your house.
Out of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. And that. So Victor also writes in, he says, I've got a rare unit that happened to me yesterday. I was having a dreadful morning. Coffee order wasn't right. Traffic was a mess. And to top it all off, the rarest of units, big call, decided to approach my car window and attempt to fight me because I had apparently cut him off or some bitch stuff. He then proceeded to say, let's fight. Come on. Over and over again. Now, to describe this guy, he looked like a Dare drug poster. Or don't do heroin or you'll look like this. The man was skinny, wearing sweatpants in the dead of summer, sagging them with a wife beater. Appropriately named, looking at the woman in his car.
Oh my God. It's Victor's words, not ours.
And a hat turned to the side. He then proceeded to do some weird bob and weave movement and square up to me. But the man looked like a breeze would knock him over. He then proceeded to yell, "That's what I thought." He walked into his car before speeding around and getting pulled over by the cops 5 seconds later. Was that rare behavior or am I just crazy, lol?
Unbelievably rare behavior.
Eloquently put as well. Let's first put that out there. Eloquently put.
Great prose there. Some good descriptive language, I have to say. I think that's just like a normal run-in with any kind of junkie, isn't it? Like they're in their own world, like sketched out. Like
What, from just speaking from experience, are you, Sen?
Yeah,
all the
dude,
junkies you meet on a daily basis.
But dude, that's like they just create their own scenarios in their own heads, and like obviously want to square up, and then he thought he won the fight because Victor didn't want to square up as well. And you know what? That's good on him. But that's imagine if Victor actually fought him and like let's say he knocked him out. Who's in the wrong there?
Who swung first then?
Like
That's the big question. Who
the
swung
crackhead
first?
instigated, and then Victor just put him in his place.
Self-defense?
Self-defense, right? But then you look at this, you know, crackhead, and like he's really not a threat to anyone apart from his wife, apparently.
I saw a video of a road rage incident on like some YouTube channel called Australia's Dash Cams or something. It's great.
Goat channel.
And this guy did the same sort of thing, like cut the guy off. And then the bloke who got cut off, like went to his boot, pulled out a baseball bat and then just started smashing in windows left, right, and center.
He seems
And I'm
premeditated.
thinking, like, is this guy? Yeah, he's just got this just for this particular reason.
I've been long awaiting this moment.
That's why Miguel has golf clubs in the back of his car.
But I think like with road rage incidents, Sam, didn't you tell a story about your dad, how he wanted to square up at a Macca's drive-through?
Absolutely. I've always said, like, if you like have a car accident with someone, instead of going through insurance, just settle it with your fists, I reckon. Just whoever wins the fight is in the wrong then. Like, even if you get rear-ended and you lose the fight, that means it's on you.
What it seems like from what both of you described, with road rage incidents, it feels like there's some sort of adrenaline that comes through it where you just can't stop. You're in it. You're in the moment and you want to let loose. And all that repressed rage and anger is coming out and there's no stopping it.
When your boss yelled at you during the week, oh, you're getting it. This car's getting it.
If you do get cut off, right, what's the appropriate response? Like, how long is the horn? How many times do you sound the horn? Obviously, you're not advocating get up and, square up. And apparently this guy's bobbing and weaving as if he's some sort
Bro,
of
that's the funniest part. He's probably got his hands up just like shoulder rolling and shit. He's like, what are you doing, buddy? Man, thought he was Mayweather.
Exactly.
It's like those hood fights you see when their
that's
arms are just so high up that they're defending nothing. And then when they throw punches, it's like overhands.
Oh, I love watching hood fights. There's a whole like subreddit on like people just getting knocked the fuck out in like hood fights. It's great entertainment. But to answer your question, Ro, I think if you get cut off, I think it's one continuous honk, and I think it's for about 10 seconds.
10.
So the longer the horn is,
Yeah.
the more aggressive you are.
For sure, exactly.
All right. Victor, thank you for the story, my friend. Very rare unit, although I wouldn't say the rarest unit we've had.
That was a bold claim, I must say.
It was a bold one.
All right, we've actually got one more, and I wanted to give this some credit because we've got someone dobbing themselves in, which is
We
first
encourage
because
this, really.
exactly we don't dob ourselves in because we're too ashamed, but you guys feel free. And it goes. So it's from Talon, and Talon says, "I think I might be a rare unit because I absolutely hate old people with a passion. You spoke about cluster bombing the anti-vax protesters. Well, I think old people should have to Hunger Games together once they retire and only a few survive." So at first, that's all he sent. So then we replied, brother, like, what are you talking about? He didn't give a reason. So we at least got a reason from him. And he says, the majority of them are rude and selfish, and they get away with it because of all they have done for us to be here. That resonated with me. Old people have this mentality of, I'm here, I'm about to die, I should get everything in life.
I don't know what old people you're meeting.
Yeah.
There are some out there. There are some Donnies out there. I think the world owes them. Is he rare for hating old people?
I think he's rare for choosing to cluster bomb old people or whatever he said back then. That's very rare. And
how are you
aggressive
the
behavior.
One saying that's rare? When
No,
you
but
wanted
I have
to
valid reasons.
cluster strike, precision airstrike.
They're anti-vaxxers. They do deserve to get that. Old people, it's not like it's not a black and white kind of thing. This is a bit of a grey area. It doesn't. They don't deserve any of that. I don't know what old people he's getting into, but some of the old people are nice and sweet.
Have you not run
they just
into?
want to be listened to.
I'll give you that. Most of them are nice. Most of them, great people. But there are some, just the bitter ones.
They're cranky.
Delete them.
They're cranky.
Delete them.
There are.
Delete them.
They fought in the
But
Vietnam War. They're veterans.
I feel like this is such a young person's perspective to have. I feel like the old people have earned their right to be bitter. Do you know what I mean? Like they've gone through 70 years of their lives. Yeah, they've seen it all.
You can be bitter, just not around me. Not in my time. Not in me and Talon's time. We've got better things to do than deal with bitter old people.
I don't love old people, but I mean, like, they're not that bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, clusterbone was I'll say that clusterbone was aggressive.
Like, old people should have to take license tests, agreed, at a certain age. They've got to be able to prove that they can drive every year, from the ages of 70 onwards. But they don't deserve to be exterminated,
All right, guys, that brings us to the end of the episode, and a massive shout out to everyone who joined us to play Gardic Phone. If you also want to join us for future games, please join the TCB Appreciation Society on Facebook, where you can also join us for Meme Monday and TCB Thursday, and you can also contribute to this podcast, much like Victor did and Andrea. Also, check out and tell. Apologies. Also, be sure to check out Black Widow on Disney Plus. Miguel?
Thank you for that, Sent. Whilst you are also consuming audio and visual content, be sure to go to YouTube, type in Critical Banter, find all our podcast episodes there. If you're on the go for some reason, if you're not in lockdown, our episode's still on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps, so you can still listen to us if you're on the bus, you're on the train, wherever you are. Give us a listen. With that, we'll see you guys next week.